Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Crypto Scene Investigation, where we have a look at various cryptocurrency projects and we ask ourselves, is this really worth investing in? Today, we'll be looking at StarChainDoge. If you guys like what I do on this channel, please consider liking and subscribing, and if you do want to comment, please don't be a bunch of shillers and maxis because I roast your project, but more, trying to create a healthy community based around the facts and evidences which we find towards these projects. Another little disclaimer. Not to be considered as financial advice and should only be used for entertainment, inspiration, and educational purposes. Let's have a look at what StarChainDoge is. So let's have a look at what is it? Let's ask that question first. Dogecoin is the father of StarChainDoge. StarChainDoge is this brand new coin originated from Dogecoin community fans. The difference between it and Dogecoin is that StarChainDoge is the general manager of the virtual world of the metaverse, referred to as Meta Manager. Yes. So that is so far about it. Looking at the price, so that looks, I don't know, it's kind of hard to say whether or not that was a pump and dump right at the beginning there, because it was more like bought high, sold low. I don't know if it was a pump and dump, like it happened in a very fast time period. So there is definitely a chance of it having been a pump and dump. But yeah, so it would have you would have had to gotten quick if you wanted to, be a part of that one. Anyway, so comments on here, fine, spammy ones, fabulous. It's market cap. Now keep in mind, anything which is pretty much underneath $100 million in market cap is generally considered low market cap, or is risky as well. Although apparently I saw somewhere that it's like 500 million, but yeah, whatever. So with a market cap of 108,000, although this isn't confirmed, it's very, very low in terms of market cap, so just letting you know. And its rank is 4,247. Now let's have a look on what the BSCscan tells us. So this looks pretty heckin' awesome if you ask me, to be honest, because you have, right? So you have, the first one is a contract, right? And then that's tied to pancakeswap. And then the second one is the null address, is the dead address. So everything kind of looks pretty clean in terms of BSCscan, because nobody really owns over 1%, which is huge. So let's have a look at what bscheck. It says seems safe, so that's wonderful. So buy and sell, so buy tax is 9% and sell tax is 8.2%. So dev wallets, it says contract here. And so owner has been renounced, so contract owner is now dead according to this, which is pretty impressive. So this says 2% of token supply in terms of the top holders, so I believe that's probably actually minusing the amount which has been burned. So everything's pretty clean from what we can see, and 98% of it is burned or locked, and it's in a Unicrypt liquidity locker. So yeah, but we will look a little bit further into that, because there may be something which could be of risk which we can look at. I mean, look at this smell test. This has got 100 out of 100. Like, that is incredible. 100 out of 100. Like, what? So same things which we saw before. No, so it does have price similar token contracts. So you guys can have a look through some of these if you wish. Hamdog, Dogestar, Susquid. I don't really know any of them, but if anybody sees anything which kind of stands out to them, you're welcome to comment, that sort of jazz. So the ownership has been renounced, which is pretty impressive as well. Created not authorized for special permission. So I mean, yeah, all in all, this seems pretty good. Tokens burned 44%, which we know. And yeah, so the holder analysis is fine. Adequate liquidity present, so that's fine as well. We can actually briefly have a look at the liquidity here. So this is on Unicrypt itself, and this is what's kind of caught me off guard a little bit. Unlock date is in 6 days. So that could be a bit of a hang on what? A bit of a hang on what moment. Also, Moonarch has just been updated. If I open a new tab, it might tell me the updates which have been implemented. It's kind of interesting, kind of coolish. You can change settings. What the heck? You know what? You boys are learning some more. But let's move on. But I digress. So owner is dead. Creator. Interesting. So creator address. Doesn't say that he has anything in BNB currently. interesting. Full list of 22 transactions. Yeah, so they probably maybe just did that to help create that, which is fine. Liquidity present, so we have $56,000 worth of liquidity present, and if we have a look on kucoin, we can see that it has 148 BNB, so a bunch of people have actually bought into this already, and it can be bought and sold because, as we know, both tokensniffer and BSCcheck tell us that we can buy and sell it. Yeah, but you will get taxed, as you can see as well. So it says that the token age is a month old. And so we currently have, so 4% of it is unlocked, 44% is burned, and 51% is liquidity, which, that's pretty impressive, to be honest. But remember that, so it says 100% is on Unicrypt for 5 days, which is that 148, I believe. And so unlocked is 1%, locked is 98%. Let's have a look at some of these things on the right hand side. Now here is something which sort of caught me off guard a little bit. Is what Moonarch picked up. Ownable.lock could be used to fake renounce. That's something just to be aware of. Just to be aware of. But also, here are some extra things to be aware of. So within the actual token contract itself, so set swap dev enabled has only owner modifier, that's okay. But here's one, token.set max transaction percent can change limits, honeypot risk. Now, here are some things for why these don't matter and why these possibly could matter. So let me give you the don'ts and the coulds. So if they could matter, it would only matter if this line here is true, okay? It would only matter if this line here is true. If this line here is not true and everything is as we see it, then the project's completely safe. Like, this is one of the safest projects as long as this is not true. Okay, I want you guys to bear that in mind, okay? Because this is some of the best that I've ever seen. These are some of the best things. I mean, this literally is in the green, seems safe. Go and look at my other projects and you'll see how much I roast other projects. And then you have like this, which is 100 out of 100. So on both of these websites, which can generally pick up like extra things, and also Moonarch, like, I mean, Moonarch doesn't give us like a rating though, but I mean, like, from like these two bad boys and from my own personal knowledge and from what I can see on here, it looks fine. Like, it's hard to pick up anything wrong thus far. But yeah, so other sort of things. So these things, remember, these things here, which all have the words honeypot risk next to them, should only be worrisome if the ownership has not been renounced. Okay, they should only be worrisome if the ownership has not been renounced, or if it was a fake renounce. So I will describe them in case it is a fake renounce. All right. So token.set liquidity fee percent. So essentially, they can change if the owner is not renounced. Then they can change the fees. By the way, just so that you guys are aware, I don't think they have renounced. Even though this says that it could be used for it. I don't think it's a fake renounce. My personal reasons are because this being a pancakeswap contract and the next highest wallet being the dead wallet. Yeah, so there's nothing which sort of tells me that these guys have fake renounced, because also if they had fake renounced, there should usually be another thing amongst these rugcheck codes which would say token can be minted. But we can't see anything about the token or having like hidden mints, for instance. So we can't see any of that jazz neither. So that sort of makes me think that we shouldn't be too worried about that jazz. Although this says lock has only owner modifier, so I think that, yeah, I'm not sure what they'd be using for that. But yeah, so change fees, and then max transactions. So if hypothetically the owner was not, did not renounce, then they could potentially set like the max transaction fee limit to like 1 StarChainDoge, like per transaction every like 3 hours or something like that. I don't actually know, but yeah. So that's just something to be wary of if that's not the case. But the owner, as we can see, dead. Cool. Let's continue. So Twitter stats, what do they tell us? So they've had 39 followers in the last 39 days. Now it does say user created in 2014. And I believe it used to be called Baby Star, and I'll tell you why I think that, because when you actually have a look on their website, so when they say, what is StarChain Dogecoin, despite the name Baby Star, Baby Star Chain, so I think that might be what they used to be called, is my thinking, unless of course they copied and pasted this from somewhere else, but they do talk and describe a little bit about this. Originally created as a meme joke with 420 quadrillion supply and deflationary mechanics as opposed to traditional blah blah. StarChain Doge supply is decreased with each transaction. 40% of the supply has been burned so far. So yeah, one other thing which is quite interesting is that usually when this thing crap, I forgot what I was going to describe. Yeah, so Twitter things is alright, not too bad. I did join the Telegram group as well. It's a bit dryish. There's not a lot going on, but people just, yep, doing things. And in terms of the actual, like, there is a bunch of comments. So for the amount of comments which I've seen on, like, a bunch of their posts, like, the fact that they only have 4,000 something followers is a bit is it underwhelming? So yeah, that's a little bit random. And a bunch of these comments are just sort of like random things. Time online, everyone together. I love this coin. Help you promote this. How can I have it? Contract. Like, okay. But this is interesting. They say that this is going to be coming soon to Binance. I don't think this is true. And I'll tell you guys why I think that. Because first of all, to get onto Binance, it's like, from what I understand, it is a very hard process. But I have seen made and seen some other videos recently. Sorry, no, I've been making videos recently. What the heck? That a bunch of projects which I thought may not be as trustworthy have been claiming to be listed on Binance. So maybe their team has been a bit more lax recently, with sort of coins and tokens which are allowed on there. Or it could be something else altogether. But yeah, I mean the fact that, okay, so here's something else funky about this. So it says it's on pancakeswap, right? So that's what coinmarketcap says, is that it's on pancakeswap. You go to the website though, and then you have StarChainDoge exchanges. So it lists all these exchanges, right? What happens when I click on it? Nothing happens. It just goes straight to the website. Bit true, straight back to the website. So makes me sort of feel like maybe there's something which I'm missing. And then it says as seen in, and I tried clicking on these various things and it just takes me back to the website. So either they need to update the website or something, or there's something which either they're hiding or we're missing out on. So yeah, so just to let you guys know in terms of that sort of facts. Yeah, but I mean, if these guys are actually coming soon to Binance, I mean, I think that you probably need to watch their Twitter, and if they repost something which Binance says, and it has to be exactly from the official Binance Twitter, where it says like pretty much this coming soon to Binance, StarChainDoge, that's when I'll believe it. That's when I'll believe it. But so far, not exactly. Marketing competition begins. The sky is ours. Everything minus, except for them. They're plus. DM me. DM. I checked. Contract buy. Pretty much the same comments as the others. Oopsie daisy. That's the other project. Sorry about the team. So according to Google Trends, we haven't had really any searches, or they don't have enough data to show the search trends. So yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, so don't know what's going on with that. Let's actually have a look at the website. So I've tried clicking on a bunch of these things. About section, we can go to the about section. Tokenomics, we can go to the tokenomics section. Charity, can't go there. Documents, can't go there. We can go to the roadmap, I believe. Yep. So here's the thing about the roadmap. Now, the ownership has been renounced, but they've got ticks next to all of these things. So I don't know which stage we're up to, but global users exceeded 50 million fans. I mean, according to the watch list here, we got 380. So, like, why do they have ticks next to a bunch of these things? I don't know. More questions which I don't have answers to. And the contact section, they don't have a contact section. So yeah, their website feels a bit kind of, oh, they do have a white paper. Man, I didn't even click on that. Yeah, so like they didn't even have a contact section. Dude, this is their white paper. I didn't even see this. Okay, so I've had to kind of like quick skim / read through the white paper. It pretty much doesn't really tell me anything which we don't already know. Well, I mean, from what we can't see on their sort of main homepage / website. Alright, and what we can see from the tokenomics, so it says that 15% is a part of a Chuangxi airdrop and strategic cooperation, a total of that many pieces. 35% directly into the black hole address, which actually, from what we saw, it is actually 44%. But that's probably because it's been taking a few of the extra percentages which have been burned via taxes. 50% of the total pieces are added to the pancakeswap flow pool and locked. The contract is open source and will never be issued. So yeah, so that's kind of pretty good from what I can see there. Yeah, they also do a bit of a description in terms of how the taxes work. So in terms of the tax mechanism, which is right here. They say that 9% is static dividend, 2% is real-time investment, and 3% is community marketing. Media promotion is 4%. And then so they do talk about how they have abandoned it, or sorry, the ownership has been abandoned. Sorry. On date of issuance, no pre-sale, no public offering, no private placement. So what's kind of interesting is that these guys don't actually have a team for this, which is quite fascinating. And then so they sort of talk about a little bit about how it will work. So you'll be able to get some more skyrocketing, yay. 3% put into a black hole address and destruction in real time. So this is a part of the 9% tax deduction, which we did see here. So the buy fee being 9% and the sell fee being 8%. Selfie. Each transaction will be destroyed 3%, and the black hole address will also enjoy cash dividends and double accelerated deflation destruction. So yeah, so there are some concerning things which we have gone over, but let's do a bit of a summary from here. So we don't see any sort of high partnerships. Positives are that essentially everything is equal from what we can kind of see, even though we see that the actual liquidity lock is going to be locked up for the next 5 days. That's not really, it doesn't seem like that's really that concerning, if as long as the renounce has been legit and was not faked or anything, which, as I say, from what I think and from what it seems, it doesn't seem like it is a fake renounce. Yeah, so the question which we probably want to ask ourselves is, should we invest into this project? I think if you want to invest, I don't really see much of a harm investing into this project, to be honest. I think that they've got some great explanations of how it kind of works. Their website's mega sussy. Because of like it's seeming like you can click on things but you really can't, and then like this kind of phase 1, 2, 3, and 4 being a little bit weird as well, and the exchanges talking about these things. So yeah, I think that those things are a little bit suspicious, and we can't really contact anybody. So keep in mind, because these guys are so decentralized, that there is pretty much like no chance of these guys rug pulling. Yeah, so there's pretty much like no chance of these guys being able to rug pull, unless once again the fake renounce thing. But yeah, I don't think that these guys are gonna be able to rug pull this. I mean, pump and dump, yeah, there's a possibility for that, but I wouldn't say rug pull. Yeah, which, as we can see, it does look a little bit like a sort of pump and dump. If we were to start from here and then go from there up to there and then dropping back down again. So yeah. And also the social metrics, I think that if this does get pretty big, which I'll tell you guys how I found this. I found this because it was like one of the most viewed tokens on CoinMarketcap. So I think that it is possibly just gonna be maybe gearing up to then be something which is gonna do quite well, if it does do quite well. So yeah, as I say, I'm not gonna tell you to not invest. I won't tell you to invest. I'll just say that it seems it seems like one of the most safest projects which I've seen in terms of investing. So anyway, guys, that is my video. Thank you very much for joining. If you would like, I have a Patreon. So welcome. Don't judge me on the New Zealand dollar sign amounts. It is actually $5, $10, $20 per month if you guys wanted to, become a patron of mine. You can also have special fan requests as well. I would prefer that you request them through the advocate tier, because if you comment on my video, I may not actually do it for you. But sometimes I might, so it all kind of depends. But anyway, that has been me. Once again, please consider liking and subscribing, and commenting, maybe something which would be kind and healthy and factual as well. If maybe you have any information which I missed out in this video, you're very welcome to comment that as well. But yeah, just wanting to, create a really good and healthy community. Anyway, folks, much love, ta-ta, fare thee well, don't do anything I wouldn't do, alright?